Okay, tubes. I've got the timing stuff off of this. I want to get this head off of here. So I'm going to get it set aside and I'm going to clean it. I'm probably going to seal off the top and pressure wash it. Possibly. Not sure yet. We're using the 12 millimeter socket on this to break everything free. I am going to get the head off here. Everything else that's hanging off of this cylinder head is all attached. Well, it's all attached to the cylinder head. There's nothing hanging off the block or anything. Except for these coolant hoses. Let's see. Okay, I lied just a smidge. This is that hose I had to repair. It's got this oil soaked. And it's good. I gotta get a new socket kit. I'm missing certain pieces. How hard is that gonna be on there? Every time I go to move, I kick something or just, you know, stupid shit like that. Just trying to move is difficult today, apparently. So that's for the coolant crossover. This might be too long of an extension. We gotta undo this evenly too. They're only on 43 foot-pounds plus 90 degrees. Oh, that was loose. Yeah, I gotta show you guys the rod bearings. I really only have one good connecting rod out of this, to be honest, and even then, it's a tad questionable. But I think we'll be able to make it work as long as the clearance isn't too bad. Well, that just goes into that. This is all part of that, so this is gonna stay. Yeah, it's got a pry-in device. Over there. My God. Jesus Christ. It's dry, there's nothing in it. So this rod cap, here, see how black it is? This is the bearing that came out of it. The two halves literally, they melted together at some point. You can no longer find where they start, except for this end here. So that's destroyed. I was going to save this to show the neighbor. This took some force to get out. Now the next one over, this is the only one that didn't get royally messed up, and I think I'll be able to use this one. This is what the bearing looked like. It didn't spin. It just got warm. Yeah, so this one, I think we'll be able to use this one. It looks okay. And it's right there, just the bearing pretty much destroyed itself. And last but not least, here's the one at the very front of the engine. That's the cap. This one took force to get off. This one here did not. That one came out pretty freely. I think if they have to come out with force, then they're an issue. So yeah, this is the bearing. It's pretty bad. So yeah, not too good. Let's knock this piston out and see what's going on there. I'm going to use the end of the screwdriver so I don't cause any damage. Oh, it doesn't matter. I wanted to look at the orientation of the rings too. Oh, the pistons are fine. Pistons are in really good condition. Connecting rod feels okay. But yeah, this is all warped. The pistons looks great. Got to make sure that we put the piston rings in the right orientation. I think they have to be 90 degrees from each other, but I'm not sure. I'll knock the other one out and see where that one's at. Another good looking piston. How are the rings? So I just popped that out and look at where the rings are. I literally did not move the rings. I held them as they came out. You know, that might have been a big reason why he was burning oil, because I did notice a few mornings when he'd fire it up, he would just be sitting there burning oil. So I think technically the rings are supposed to be opposite of each other, and somehow they just work themselves back to let's burn oil mode. Got a carbon ridge there we're fighting. So these weren't too off. They just basically need to be like that, just away from each other. But these were getting close to being like that. So that's why he was burning, he was losing oil. He was not only leaking it, but he was burning it. Whoops. And this one is also good. Except now it's covered in schmoo. So this center cap here, let's take a look at this. This one's got some important stuff here. There is not very much room for you're supposed to have some room for thrust. Very little room. We need to keep these because I think we might need them. Well, the main bearing looked okay. See, this part's just carrying the weight of the crankshaft. So this part might actually be good. So I used this old engine block as a tester for my hone. This one I did just a few in and out strokes, just slightly fast. This one you can still see there's some scratches. There were quite almost the same amount of vertical scratches in here that there are on the other engine block. So I think they sort of cleaned up. This one cleaned up really good. I kept it in there long enough. These ones need a little bit more. And he actually has some rust pitting right here and a little bit right there. So it probably sat for a while at one point. So yeah, I think I'll be able to clean up the vertical scratching in here. I don't know if you can see it. It's there. You can't really feel it. They're not deep. So I think I'm just gonna, you know, give her a quick little dicky-do here and just, and then, you know, we should be good to go. So Amazon's all like, yeah, dog, you gonna get your engine kit, like, you're like weeks away, you know, you're just not gonna get it. Well, here we are. We have not a knife in sight. Oh good, it came with new, brand new thrust washers. We're gonna need those because I don't want to use reused bearings. So this came with rod bearings and main bearings. Made in Israel. I don't know. Let's see. What is this? These look like rod bearings, and these should be the main bearings. Yep, so we got main bearings. I got 10,000ths main bearings because that's what they ran. But I also have, from the shop, a 10,000ths over main bearing, and I have 30 over rod bearings. Yeah, these are 10 over rod bearings. And I've got, I already opened one set. They fit pretty snug. Hey. So these are 30 over rod bearings. Okay, so we have a couple of different sets of rod bearings to mess around with. We've got our thrust bearings. We've got a brand new timing belt. His had the what looked like an original Toyota timing belt. Rebuild kit's here. It was supposed to be here like next week. And watch out for those bearing caps. They're sensitive.
You could have told me because you're not just rebuilding the motor.
Well, you heard me going in and out of the house. You should know.
I'm just kidding.
You should just know that I'm rebuilding an engine.
Oh, let's see. What's this? What's this? What we got? Look at that. Head bolts.
Oh, everything.
We got brand fresh.
I was actually surprised when you first found this kit because it was actually pretty damn complete. I mean, this thing came with almost everything that you need.
Everything. So I think this is.
That should be head gasket.
This is going to be all the main gaskets. I really don't want to open this up just yet.
Wait, you don't want to have to pick them all up?
And then this, we got our penis. No, I'm just kidding. Should be more seals. This is the water pump. So we got a brand new water pump. So we got brand new pistons. These are standard size pistons. Ah, these are brand spanking new. They look almost just like the Toyota ones. They're like not that much different, and they're aight. So we got 4 of those. We got a whole set of piston rings. We got brand new wrist pins. And if for whatever stupid reason those don't work, we have 8 good wrist pins to work with.
Oh God. We're using the new one. Throw them in the trash.
And then the oil pump comes with a gasket, and well, it's just cardboard that fell out. So yeah, we got a brand new water pump. Feels smooth, not crunchy. So that's. And look, it's already got the front main seal put in it.
Oh, you know.
Tubes. Old Jimbo out here. Overexerted myself moving a crankshaft to the truck. Yeah, so I'm just taking it easy. I've been using the hoist to move stuff around. Can't He-Man anything. We got all of our rebuild parts. We've got everything that we need out of the blown up motor. What I'm going to go ahead and do now is get my hone, get her schloobed up, and we're going to do a quick hone job on here and just see if we can get these cylinder walls to clean up. So you can kind of see, we just have some vertical scratches here. Looking in the manual, it said that if they're deep, scratches. This needs to be honed out. These I can't really catch with my fingers, so we're just gonna go ahead and throw some WD-40 on the. People are gonna yell at me for using WD-40, but I think it'll work fine. It's got some lubricity. We're just gonna hone it out and then call it a day. Got the bearings placed in, clean, in the crank. So now we need to set it in there.
You fucked yourself up.
I fucked myself with the last one, so Adam gets to set it in there.
All right.
Very
so,
gingerly.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Can you help me with my bungee cord here? You know. I need to take this damn sweater off. What I need to do. All right, so we're gonna gently set it down. And,
Woof. Woof.
And
Let me get a picture.
make it this fucking sweater off. I love it, but it's getting in my way.
Yeah, they polished at the
I need
thrust.
to pull that crank back up.
Okay. Why?
We need to remove all bearing surfaces.
Oh yeah, oh, that's right. Dur. These I'll leave out for right now. These are easy to put in. It's like, yeah. I'll make sure you get an action on that.
You know, see, this is when a finger's flaring. You're like, look at that. Oh my god.
Yeah, look, oh, look at that. Look, that's why I was like, don't use your gloves.
Whatever. I'll use my hand. I mean, my thing.
There's a little bit of fur bait. That's well, and if we have to buy more, at least Napa's open. Because it's not Sunday. Like, oh, we decided to close City because, you know,
We decided to put our Mexican restaurant to the ground.
Pretty Miss What's Her Fuck.
Forgot the most important part.
Operator error. He closed it. I don't know how.
I don't know how I did it either. So.
You got it all lubed up.
There should be quite a bit in there. I actually don't use it that much. The only time it gets used is when someone knocks it off the shelf. Then the cap auto opens, and then it's like, why is it so gross over here?
The whole block's dipped in assembly lube. All right,
Yeah.
tubes. Why should I have to go in there?
Oh yeah. Oh, that's like butter. That is like butter. Now, just before we go too far, we're gonna make sure she moves freely. Oh, it's literally, it's still the same. Turning in frickin' honey. Yeah, feel that. That is smooth. Oh yeah, I should break out the toy.
Yeah.
I didn't go half inch because an half inch would be too big for the bolts. Because you have to use the right size torque wrench for the right size bolts. That's why I got this one. And then we got to go
Then some
back.
makes me like, well, it depends on the drive size.
That's my one with the 3/8. To go with this bolt that's 3/8. It makes a difference. Ask me how I know. Because I've exploded some things before with having the wrong size torque wrench on the right size bolt. Unboxing. Chest spasms. While the garbage garbage can's getting full. Or
Like, I would never use that Chinesium.
it's Taiwanesium, okay?
I know. That's the point. It's like they'd assume it's Chinese. You're like,
It's Taiwan.
Craftsman's not what it used to be.
And we're not using an extension on this because it's bad. I think it was 43 foot-pounds. Hang on, I'm getting, we're 43 foot-pounds, right?
Yes, 43 foot-pounds. LBF. Or for other people, that's 59 is it?
Scooter meters.
What Newton meters?
Okay, well I'm pretty much there. This isn't super accurate, but we're gonna be pretty damn close. And does this say anything about going another 90 degrees, or was that for the head bolts?
No.
I think that's for the head.
Check we just gotta check the crankshaft turns smoothly. You also need to check the crankshaft thrust clearance. See on page 5, which is clearance. Next thing is start at cap 3. It's the outer one first, and then the other one second.
So cap 3, I'm gonna start right here, right?
Yeah, cap 3. Yeah.
Should I send it?
Oh, that's not cap 3. Cap 3.
Oh, it's cap 2. I thought it looked like it. I was.
Literally cap 3.
Okay, I saw a different cap. Never mind.
Yeah, that's number 1.
Okay, I'm gonna go for it. Ready? Okay.
Okay, and then the next bolt next to it.
Right here?
That's number 2.
Okay.
Just torquing it down to spec. Okay, and then next is going to be cap number 2. You are going to start on the outer bolt, which is going to be number 3. That one there.
Okay, that's what I was looking at earlier.
And we're going to go there. It's good you make sure that you got your shit straight with this. Okay, and then the next one next to it, that's number 4. And now we're actually going to go move to cap number 4.
Okay, right here.
We're going to be doing bolt number 5, which is the outer. Yes. There's a sequence to this. There's always a sequence to it. Okay.
I love this torque wrench already.
Number 6 is the next one. Which would that be the one that Jimmy's doing now? And now we get to move out to cap number 1. The front cap. Very front cap. That's number 1. Or that's number 7.
So this bolt, right? Yes. Yeah. I'm trying to torque at the same angle.
Okay. 43 foot-pounds. Damn it!
I'll have to go back and check these because these weren't snug. Okay, and the last cap?
The last one is going to be cap number 5, which is number 9, which you're doing right there.
Okay, let's do that sequence all over again just to make sure we're...
Okay, starting with
good.
cap 3, number 1. Okay, we're all tapped down. So we're going to go and check on step number 5. Which involves clearancing.
Which requires the use of a tool that we don't have, so I'm going to go by what his engine had. Nice, and look, it still spins freely.
Now it says measuring the plastic gauge at the largest point.
Is that the mains?
Let's see what it
God, that's just like glass, man. Okay, so these Chinese pistons, or whatever these are, the little problem I'm having is the wrist pins, they kind of don't want to stay. They go in there and they move with the wrist pin, and the whole point of having the wrist pin and the bushing and stuff in the connecting rod is so that you don't trash the aluminum piston. So what I'm having to do, because I have to use these rings with this piston and they will not fit the Toyota pistons, I have to peen over the material in here, put my connecting rod in, hammer this into one side, peen over the other side, hammer it back through, and then put the things in. So if you're triggered, I hope you are, because I'm also triggered too. I really didn't want to do this, but that's what we're doing. And they hold very well. They're actually just as hard to hammer in with the other Toyota piston sitting over there on the little stool there, that my little workbench, literally little.
My footstool here.
Yeah. So anyways, that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm just going to finish assembling this, get her lubed up, and I'm going to slam her home, torque the connecting rods. Per the manual that we've been following for this, it didn't really talk about setting the bearing clearances after, you know, they were kind of going by, you've machined the crank, you've got new bearings, send it home, is basically what I'm getting from this manual. So that's kind of what I'm going to do. It did check, or did state to check, you know, how free does the crank move after you've torqued everything down. Point down here, so these need to be torqued down to 18 foot-pounds, and then after you go 18 foot-pounds, you need to go 90 degrees. And so I've done that on these, and it says after you do that, you need to rotate the crank and make sure it spins freely. Which this one still spins great. It spins, you know, adding these all on, I didn't really get any additional resistance other than the fact that the pistons are now going up and down, and they're sitting properly in the cylinder walls. So yeah, and if I didn't cover it in, well, I don't even know what's all on this camera right now, because I've kind of had a bad week last week.
We also got stuff going on over here too.
And then he's got stuff going on, but anyways, fuck, I forgot what I was gonna. Oh, when I took the pistons out of the other engine, his piston rings, he had the first and second ring. The gaps were on the same position on the two middle cylinders. So even if his oil leak was not a thing, he still would have burned all his oil and he would have been up shit creek.
He would have killed it anyways.
It was gonna die anyways. It was born to die. Let's just put it that way. And it's a Toyota.
But Toyotas don't break down.
But equipment. Someone at a place that I've worked or work at, don't know which. I mean, I know which, but I'm not telling you that. But they're like, oh, I only drive Toyotas because they use the best parts and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, well, you know what? When the piston rings kind of line up with each other and it burns its oil, breakdown central. Anyways, tubes, that's enough of this. I'm going to continue working on this. I'll update you guys as I go. Otherwise, Adam has some shenanigans going on over there.
So basically a big fat Jimmy edit, or I don't know if he's going to include this in this
I'll separate
video.
it. This is going to be one of those mismatched videos, I think, of everything that we're doing, because
That did better than the other ones.
yeah, I did. Anyway, so this is what I got so far. On the front of the engine, I've got new tensioner, brand new oil pump. I put some gear oil in here just to lubricate this pump so it's not dry. So it's got some stuff in there. I've got a brand new water pump, gasket, and I put a light coat of RTV on just to make sure that all the imperfections and stuff are filled in. Balance shaft, I believe I have assembled correctly. Everything's torqued down. This is just 36 foot-pounds. Connecting rods, that was 18 foot-pounds, and then you go another 90 degrees. So I did all that. And then this guy here, the main bolts, they were, shit, I can't remember what those were. I thought they were like 46 pounds or something like that.
42?
42. The head bolts, I think, are 46. Plus 90 degrees.
Double check your specs.
Plus 90 degrees, but we have our little manual that we've been kind of referencing, so we'll refer to that later. But anyways, I got that done. I got the new rear main seal in, lubed up, sealed up, smacked on, and then I took a razor blade and cleared all that off and all that off. And then when I'm ready to put that oil pan on, I'm going to put a light coat of RTV on here, and just to make sure that it glues the gasket on there and then seals up pretty good, because I really we don't want no oil leaks.
All the oil leaks all the time.
Yeah, so anyways, so that's good. I got this on here. I brake cleaned this, got all the metal. There was a bunch of metal debris in there. The screen's all clean now, so that's good. Yeah, this is pretty much ready for the oil pan, and once I put the oil pan in, then I can move to cleaning the cylinder head. We actually have to go pick up a injector O-ring kit for that, and we're going to replace those. That head I'm going to sort of wash and just clean up all the surfaces and get that ready to go. So yeah, that's that. I was actually burning this oil pan, trying to get all this stuff to burn a little bit, and then I can just scrape it off. And that oil pan came from that engine block that we're building right now. Because Adam knows I messed up the other oil pan.
I don't know how you did that.
Yeah, don't know how. Actually, though, this oil pan came from Ron's block. The other one I messed up came from our donor block. Yeah, he's doing a disc brake conversion. Hey, look, I look so much better with disc brakes.
Yeah, now that they're not rusty, I gotta put this one more.
Well, you just hit the brakes a couple times. It'll clear itself out. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
All right, tubes. I don't know where we're at in this video. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of organization, but so this is the cylinder head that we're going to use. This came from the engine that actually came from the Camry that blew up. Here's what we're looking like for cam surfaces. So I'm just going to probably take a rag and some cleaner, just wipe this off. Apply some fresh assembly lube when we go to put the cams back in, but that'll be after this gets installed, because the cams have to come out in order to get the head bolts out. So I think I mentioned how this had a little bit of a spill. I've got a little bit of a dingus end here I need to take care of. I already swapped over the cam sensor. So we're good there. So we got some stuff. Neighbor picked up we got 5 quarts of that. I wanted to show you some stuff we're gonna run. And this is sort of the break-in procedure I'm gonna run here. Initially I was gonna run this stuff. We've got 5 quarts of this. I was gonna put that in first and just let it run for a little bit, but what I found is that they actually recommend that you put the break-in oil in, and then you run the vehicle lightly, occasionally putting a load on it, backing it off, and whatever. So they want you to do that for about 500 miles. So just basically drive it normally. No, not high-speed passing, racing, or anything. Just, break it in 500 miles, and then you dump it out, and then you go to your synthetic oil, which is what we're going to run in this. Look at this thing. Nice and cleaned up. Oil pan, it's all settled in now. I trimmed a little bit of the excess up here just because, but I really don't have to. Yeah, this is all settled in. Something I wanted to note about piston ring setup on this. I've kind of got them off right about here because I wasn't exactly sure where to put them. I know that you do not want to have your gaps right in the thrust surface, so I've got them kind of offset about here, give or take. Just keep them out of the thrust area, but you also don't want them in the area where your pin is. Giggity! I know. I need to take care of the recycling. I've been busy, okay? Meow. Yeah, it's a mess in here. Anyways, I had to peen over the wrist pin, or not the wrist pins, but the surfaces the wrist pins go through. But that took care of that problem in here, and those went in pretty firm, so they haven't been an issue yet. I've had them out a couple times, and just by moving around, just making sure that there's no weird wear, just from moving it, Seemed fine. This one was a little tight and was causing the piston to do this. So what I actually did was took this back out. I took the wrist pin out, and then I actually found a couple of burrs in the bushing of the wrist pin. And technically you're supposed to replace those, but because they still fit pretty firm on the Toyota wrist pins, I left them alone. But this one here, I just took some fine sandpaper and just cleaned it up, brake cleaned it, re-lubed it, and it's working a lot better. It's pretty consistent with the other ones. So that being said, you know, our normal scratches are still in here. Technically, we probably could have bored this out, but I felt a light hone, fresh piston rings, slam her back home, and we'll be good to go. And then let's see, what's the other thing? Anyway, so our break-in procedure, we're gonna run comp cams break-in oil for 500 miles, and then the next oil, we're also going to be putting a little bit of hyperlube in there. Bus Grease Monkey uses this stuff, and seems to work pretty good. Got a new fuel filter. I've already got one oil filter on, well, kind of. And I got to put oil in it. Got new spark plugs. I'll show you those in a second. Extra oil filter, and then this will be for the second oil change. This is just kind of your generic synthetic, and then after we change that out, which we're probably gonna run that about maybe 2,000 to 3,000 miles. Basically run it for a month, I think is what we're gonna do, and after the month we're going to change it out. Yeah, why don't you get in there? So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. I'm actually wanting to open this up and put a little bit in the oil filter here, just get it kind of soaked just a little bit, and lube the seal up. This is going to drain back anyway, so not too worried about saturating it. I just want to get the seal lubed up so it doesn't bake on and not come off. Oh crap. Anyway, tubes, this garage is a complete disaster. This is what happens when we do an engine rebuild. We're going to be doing the 4BT, I don't know when, but I got to start ordering rebuild parts for it. So I want to do a rebuild and modification to it. This is kind of spark plug that it uses. And this is what I told him to get. So we got NGKs. And we got the double deherbative organ. So, yep. That's that. That's kind of where we're at in this video. It's probably pretty long by now. But, yeah. Well, catch you guys later. We'll see you in the final assembly and install. And maybe we'll see if it'll run and see how this little backyard mechanic rebuild turns out.